welcome back to my channel. Now, I've been in the UK for quite some time. I've only been to towns in Scotland and England. Now, I've always wanted to travel the whole of Great Britain, and so it's the Easter holidays, so off we go to Wales. Now, my family and I decided to go on a 2-day trip to a lovely idyllic Welsh town called Llandudno. Now, without further ado, let's get started. On our 1 hour and a half journey, you could definitely feel like you get amazing view from the scenery, like some music, a beautiful scenery, and time just flies basically. And you could definitely feel the Welsh heritage start to kick in when you start to see like these lovely road signs that you can't pronounce in your lifetime. Like, how do you pronounce this? How do you pronounce that? Completely no idea. Our first stop was the Great Orme mine. It is a copper mine that has been around since the Bronze Age. It's been over here for over 4,000 years, and yeah, it's amazing. It's one of the main attractions in Llandudno, so it made sense for us to go there first. Now, there are several ways up the summit. You could take a cable cart, but it's not available on windy days. You could also take just walk up there. It's about 2 or 3 hours, or you could just drive up the summit, which is something that me and my family did. Now, once you reach the summit, 2 words: cold and breezy, so definitely bring a jacket with you. But the scenery was amazing, and also you could go on like a little treasure hunt. There's this big poster of the wildlife you can find here, including birds, flowers, but my family and I we don't know a lot of species, so we didn't do that. But I'm sure a lot of you might enjoy that as well. Now, as we walked around the field, you could see many interesting things. There's this field of sheep, lovely. There's this field of just plain bushes, lovely. And then there's a field of people making their names using rocks. Inside the Great Orme, there's another attraction, which is the actual mine where they harvested copper. So obviously went there, but on our way to the Great Orme mine, we saw something strange. At first I thought that they were wells, but reading the little panel at the side, I understand that it was a mechanical system that allowed water power to be transferred up the hill. Quite ingenious, wouldn't you say? Now, after a few more minutes of walking, we have arrived. At first glance, we saw the sign that the Great Orme mine was that direction, so I just hurried across, and it was there. And it was just incredible. Like, you could see the carvings of how people would harvest them, and it's crazy to think that someone could do that without bones or that stuff. They had to carve it literally using a hammer and stuff. Now we've got the Orme mine checked off our list, so we decided to went back. And to my surprise, there was a surprise waiting for me in the visitor centre. Not massive, but it was just a bit of a shock. In their visiting centre, they had this a tank full of water, and apparently you could spot wildlife in it. Fascinating. And also there's even this massive lighthouse piece that actually works. It's quite astonishing to see the actual size in real life, isn't it? And with that, I believe our Great Orme journey has come to a close, but fear not, we still have more attractions to hit off. Now the second attraction is Happy Valley. Apparently Happy Valley was a gift from Lord Mostyn to Queen Victoria, to the town technically, in celebration of Queen Victoria's Golden Jubilee. Now, Golden Jubilee is 50 years in throne. And right off the bat, entering Happy Valley, you would see a little statue of Queen Victoria. Now, I must say, go there in the early morning, because the rest of the time, the parking lot is basically crowded with people. So don't make that mistake. Now, right off the bat, you could get a feeling that this town is sort of featured after Alice in Wonderland, more like this Happy Valley as well. Now, this Happy Valley is lovely. It's just like a lovely garden where you like have some tea and all that stuff. You must admire the arrangement of the scenery. It's just absolutely amazing. Like, everything is just so aesthetic. Now, heading on, like, there's this like amusement park. Well, not really amusement park, but there's this park where there's a lot of games related to sliding. There's this game where you had to slide like skiing in snow, but it's on land. There's this thing where you do this like large thing, round thing, and you slide it off. And there's another thing where you sit on something and you get escorted up the hill and you went down. And that's what I played. And let's just say that the wait in line was terribly long. I waited for 2 hours. And it was just too long. But it was really fun. £10 for 2 laps around. Quite fun. You definitely need to like let go a bit of the brakes, because I thought I was going very fast, but it turns out I'm not. So Happy Valley. Lovely scenery, some fun games, and now we had one more stop to go, the Pier. Now, there's quite a lot of history behind Llandudno Bay. It was originally built to protect the owner's rights to a much more ambitious scheme of building the major port in Llandudno Bay. During the 20th century, I remember, it was made famous for its lovely music concerts, and it's still thriving today. And you could see that there's a lot of stuff on the bay. There's this arcade, there are all of these like food and like just souvenir shops. Incredible. Now, it's a lovely place to get food, and my family and I also got something. We got this rolled ice cream, which I know isn't very Welsh and it's been around for quite some time, but you know, I haven't tried it, and it's a lovely new way for me to try something. Also, we had some homemade donuts. I must say, a lot more fluffier and softer than the ones you would get at like in the shops like Tesco or Sainsbury's. And the main event was this fish and chip. They basically had this large slide where the person cooking it would just throw it on the slide and the slide would just slide it down. Amazing performance, but also very good. So yeah, the fish and chip was also very good. I haven't tried a lot of fish and chips in my life, so take my opinion with a grain of salt, but I must say it might have been the best fish and chips I've ever eaten in my whole life. Because there's this, it's so nice. The outside is crispy. I'll definitely get the calamaras as well. It's really nice. You can dip it in a bit of chili sauce or ketchup, whatever you prefer. And they just complement each other. They're so good together. And as I was eating, the sun began to set, and you could tell that it was time to head to our hotel. So I guess that's day 1 of Llandudno wrapped up for you, and we decided to head out to our hotel. But we saw something. We saw 2 statues of the animals in Alice in Wonderland. There was the White Rabbit and also the Mad Hatter. Lovely surprise, wouldn't you say? So yeah, stay tuned for part 2 of my Llandudno journey, and I hope you have a lovely day. Bye! Thank you for watching.